Scribd is revolutionizing the way people share and sell original documents on the web. Is the next great American author sitting in this room? Tonight we're going to find out. A handful of selected writers with the most compelling stories of less than 1,000 words have been chosen as finalists. And tonight we're going to hear their best stuff.
We rode at night that summer. It seemed adventurous and dangerous, but really it was just a handful of kids and Jeff Little's father pushing our bicycles through the flat, broad, concrete streets of the neighborhood. The electric buzz of cicadas rising and falling with the waves of heat.
I think a wonderful sense of place, and just such a sort of an achingly poignant sense of growing up, being the different kid, which many of us felt.
What she thought during the time that elapsed, perhaps 3 minutes, I do not profess to know. Without bowing her head, she removed the simple gold band that she had received 15 years before and cast it into the vineyard. It arched gracefully through the air, the metal catching the sunlight as it returned to the earth, an act of great significance and passion resulting in some tiny unseen crash.
At Stanford as exemplary creative writing for your at your classes.
Am I the only one who wants wine now?
Swan Princess. Crawling, clawing from the deep, I swam to shore to find the peeled skin of an orange. I ground the dirt-flecked rind with my teeth, sand crunching bone, until I saw white.
The economy with words is just stunning, and I mean that really in the best sense. I mean, I don't think there was a word too much or wasted. It was really quite stunning.
It's such a pleasure to belong to the World Wide Writing Web, and it's such a privilege to witness publishing's velvet revolution. The whole front, the hood, all the way down to the skinny bumper, over the fenders and across the sides as far as the doors, the whole thing was paved with ceramic tile remnants from the mosaic pathways he'd installed in his apartment, and huge, colorful fake gemstones. Where had he found those?
I was thinking that Freud would say that sometimes a truck is more than just a truck.
Trials as I took on occurred in the 7th year of my happy boyhood, sometime in the late October. I remember it distinctly because I had been sent to bed with a too light supper and no dessert, on the account that I had pulled Miss Katie Robin's hair and told her I loved her, to which she had replied, rather inelegantly for a girl, or so I thought, by kicking me in the shins. But then, who can fathom the mind of a woman? To return, it was a cold, dreary night for October, and I remember my father saying at the time that it would be a hard frost because north wind was blowing so fiercely, and that we must tighten our belts to stand it, which was quite easy for me, seeing as I had no dessert.
It's a classic formality to your storytelling that's just wonderful. That reminds me of many of the fairy tales that were read to me when I was a child. It was very different from everyone else's, and nice to hear.
They loved all the stories, but the winner of the private meeting with the literary agent is, drum roll, Gabriel Jimenez-Medina.
It's apples and oranges, and I think the reason that we as judges chose Gabriel's was because it was really so utterly unique. It's a story that none of us had ever heard told quite in that voice and quite in that way, and I very much look forward to working